Growing ginger in Virginia. Specialty crops, high tunnel production. From Virginia State University's Randolph Farm and a special grant from the Virginia Department of Agriculture, Razor Raffi and Chris Mullins examine the feasibility for small growers to grow ginger in Virginia. Growing ginger in Virginia requires skill and attention to certain details, selecting quality disease-free seed stock, sanitation practices in handling the seed and the growing media and growing environment, planting, whether it be in containers or in the ground in high tunnels, how to grow on, fertilizing and watering and mounding up the developing rhizomes, and finally harvesting and marketing the final product.
Actually, what you see in here is a good seed piece, what we call it for ginger. And what's the characteristic of a good seed piece for ginger is shiny, is clean, is fresh, and it has eyes on the seed piece or rhizomes. So that is the characteristic of a good seed, and you want it to be at least minimum 2 ounces in weight. And in contrast to that, if you look at this seed, this is a seed that I would not plant. If you look at the seed, you could see that it actually has problem and diseases, and it's an old seed. You plant this one, you start with the bad seeds like this, you end up losing your plants eventually. Again, this is another.
We've selected this quality seed, nice eyes, it's clean material, no diseases. We've separated them. We've done a bleach treatment. We've let them dry. Now what do we do?
So you get your 1 gallon pot, but this is usually done in February, and we do it in a greenhouse. It has to be maintained when you plant it in February in a warm place. It could be in a warm room if you want to start growing them on a smaller scales, or if you want to grow them commercially on big numbers of them, you need to keep them in a greenhouse in February. You just bring your 1 gallon pot and then fill it up to half of it with Fafford soilless media,
okay.
And then you just simply.
So it's just a mix of peat and perlite and micronutrients.
So you just you fill it up with half of that, and then you remove some of the soil in your 1 gallon pot. You plant your seed in there. You put it flat, and then you simply cover the seeds with up to 2 inches of soilless media. You don't want to plant it too deep, because if it's too deep, it's going to take longer for the seed piece to germinate. It would take probably up to 3 to 4 weeks under just really warm condition. It's extremely important.
70, 75?
Actually 80 to 85. If
80
you can
to
have
85.
that temperature. The warmer you keep it, the faster it germinates. It's extremely important to keep it in a warm place, and you even don't have to give it too much water. Just keep it moist, probably once every week. Give
Moist,
it a little
but not too wet.
Not too wet. And then you just keep it in a warm place, and in 4 weeks, this is the seed that we put in there, and it sprouts in 3 weeks under warm condition. And then after this, it takes another 2 weeks for you to have a plant, a sprouted ginger like this. This is 4 to 5 weeks after planting, and you'll see the plant look very healthy, ready to be planted in the pot, in the high tunnel, or planted in the rows directly in the soil in the high tunnel. This is a 15-gallon pot. We fill it up half with soilless media, and then also, Mike, what I would do, I would add some compost to this, because
they're heavy feeders.
They are ginger is actually a very, very heavy feeder. You have to really constantly feed it if you want to have big fat rhizome to develop. So this is we fill it up with half of the.
And that's to allow us to mound as it grows. So as those fingers start coming up, we keep covering them up.
Yes, we mound the plant to be able to cover the rhizome with soil. So this is a mixture of soilless media and compost that we have put together in a 15-gallon pot, and this would be where we are going to plant our 1-gallon potted ginger. You just simply pull it out. Give you a little bit of careful not to break things.
Yeah.
And this is a nicely developed plant, and then you just open up a little bit of a space in the middle.
So what we're seeing on the side here are really the roots.
These are the roots, actually.
And the rhizomes are what we're trying to harvest.
We're going to develop. It will develop eventually. So we just plant it simply in the middle of the pot, and then you just simply push it down, and then you would add a little bit more of soilless media around it.
Now, will we keep this still, shooting for around 80, 85 degrees for it to grow?
They go in the high tunnel, and eventually in May, June, July it will be very hot. That's as soon as we transplanted them in the big pots. We transport them to the high tunnel, and the high
So they
tunnel
don't care about the heat. They love the heat.
They love the heat. Yes, the hotter the better for ginger. So this is actually an example of one plant ready to be transported in the high tunnel and be kept in there for a period of 6 to 7 months. Comes September, starting from September, October, November, December, January, and February, you would be able to harvest baby ginger all the way to January. You would be able to harvest mature ginger from pot.
Now, the other alternative to these pots is to plant it in rows and greenhouses, and you've got an example of a greenhouse we can go see doing that.
Yes, we do have. You could, as I said, the 1-gallon potted plant also could be directly planted in the soil in the high tunnel that we have some examples there.
Walk in and kind of walk in it.
Smell it.
You're not going to hurt anything. Let's do this one.
You want to film it there, Mike?
How about that one right there next to you? Oh my goodness. Kind of pull out now? Okay. Got a good picture. I'll sell it to you for your next brochure. There we go. Great, thank you.